In this video, I'm going to show you about the Woocommerce shipping and how that works. Okay, so within Woocommerce, you have the ability to set up different shipping zones. And what that basically means is that you can specify different ways of shipping an item to a customer. For example, they can have a click and collect type setup, or you can have a flat rate where you charge a flat rate to send certain goods to certain people, or you can have only specific geographic zones. So if you only wanted to pick up or only wanted to ship your items within a certain area, you can set that up as well. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to assume that I am a small business operating in the Western Cape, and I only ship to the Western Cape, and I'm going to set up how I do that. But I ship different types of products. So some of my products are small and some of them are large, and there will be different rates that apply to those different types of products as far as shipping goes. Okay, so let's start. The zones that they talk about here are basically the geographic areas. So obviously before we can begin, we've got to create at least one shipping zone that we can apply different shipping methods to. And in this case, I'm going to call this Western Cape. Okay, and I would now have to tell Woocommerce where I am. So I'm in South Africa, and I am creating a zone for the Western Cape. If I wanted to, I could limit my shipping to specific zip codes or postcodes, and if you click on there, you'll be able to then put in every single postcode that you wanted to have as a whitelist item in that list, and you would then only apply, well, what would happen is the person that makes the purchase, when they put their address in, if their postal code doesn't tie up, they don't get that shipping zone, or they actually don't get the item. So it can be a little bit complicated to do that, but the options are there. Alright, so now we need to add shipping methods, and I'm going to add a flat rate method, and I'm going to add a local pickup method. If you wanted to have free shipping, you can obviously add that as well. So you can have free shipping if, for example, somebody purchases something over a certain value. So let's put that in. Okay. Right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to now set up what our flat rate is. And let's just say, for instance, we're going to put it in at 100 Rand. My advice to anybody who's starting a shop is to obviously try and keep things as simple as possible, because there's nothing worse when you're buying something online, then suddenly, you get to the checkout and you discover that, oh, the shipping costs more than the item does, and it can be a little bit annoying. So what I suggest is to try and keep things as simple as possible. Use a flat rate wherever you can. Local pickup is another way of doing it. So I'm just going to change this to the more readily used term these days, which is click and collect. Okay, and there we go. And then free shipping. Let's edit this. So now it says, it asks us, free shipping requires a minimum free shipping code, or a minimum order amount, or both, or either or. Okay. So let's put in a minimum order amount. So if somebody orders something to the value of 1,500 Rand, we will give them free shipping. Okay, and that's about it as far as setting up the shipping zones go. Now I want to just take a quick look at the shipping options that you have here. So the calculations are just what Woocommerce is doing in the background, and all this is it's just showing the shipping calculator on the cart page. So you can leave that ticked, and you can also decide whether you want to hide the shipping costs until the person enters their address, which is probably advisable. The shipping destination, so when you check out in Woocommerce, it gives you the option of a billing address and a shipping address. So you are now asking or telling the system which one you prefer to use. So does it default to the shipping address that the customer puts in, or to their billing address? And I would say that makes a little bit more sense. Don't worry about this is just for programming. Okay, we've now saved that. Right, so now we're going to go on to the last little item on the shipping options that we have here, and that is to set up a shipping class. what is a shipping class? So basically, a shipping class is a different rate that gets applied to a specific method of shipping. So for instance, if I have in my store, I'm selling very small items like, say, pots and pans, which are quite easy to ship, but I'm also selling stoves and fridges and really large items that are quite expensive to ship. So by setting this up, I can now go and actually create or set up different rates for each different shipping class. So let's add a couple of classes here. I'm going to add the first one as a large item. So we're just going to call this large and large item shipping. Right, and I save that in there. And I want to add a second one for medium item. Just give it a slug. And we'll save that. We've already got a small item in there, which is the default one, and I'll show you exactly what that is now. Right, so we have now added some shipping classes. We go back to shipping zones, and we go back into the Western Cape, and you will see now that under flat rate, we have different items or different rates that we can apply to that different shipping class. So under the large items, I might want to charge 500 Rand, and under the medium items, I might want to charge 250 Rand, and then everything else will be charged at 100 Rand. So I will save those, and that's it. So you may now be asking, well, how do I apply these different shipping rates to the different products that I have? And it's actually really simple. Within each product, if we go to all products now, I'm going to just choose one item over here, this polo shirt. And if you go into the shipping item tab, you'll see that you have now a shipping class that you can apply to this particular item. And if I said I want to call it a medium item, it will now apply the medium pricing to that item. And that's really just about it as far as simple setting up of your shipping goes. If you have any comments, just leave them or if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. And until the next video, take care.